You don't need another diet. You don't need another meal plan. You don't need another fitness app or cardio program, and you do not need another detox. What you need is something nobody is telling you. You need to change one mental pattern that is keeping you stuck no matter what plan you pick up next. I'm serious. This is not woo-woo. If you're a woman in your 30s, 40s, or 50s and you've started over more times than you can count, I'm so happy you're here. This video is exactly for you. I'm Christianne, a national board certified health coach. I help women lose fat for good by eating more delicious and nourishing food and training smarter, not harder. And most women I've worked with have done it all, sometimes twice. Gone keto, gone vegan, fasting, paleo, Weight Watchers, Whole30, gluten-free, 75 hard, and more. And most of them say the exact same thing. If I only had more willpower, I would stick to it. Here's the answer no one is giving you. It's not a willpower problem. It's not a discipline problem. It's not even an information problem. You kind of already know what to eat. You already know that you should be less sedentary. You know what not to eat. You probably already know to focus on muscle, sleep, and drink more water. The pattern keeping you stuck is not about what to do. It's about who you think you are while you're doing it. So here's the pattern. Let me know in the comments if you agree. Every Monday, you start fresh. You follow the plan perfectly, maybe for a week or so. Then you sleep one weekend. And then the voice in your head says, see, I'm just the type of person that cannot stick with anything. That voice is what actually needs to change. And yes, maybe the plan wasn't the most supportive of your health or your physiology either. But honestly, there were probably 12 different plans that could have worked for you. So the problem was never the plan. With that voice running the show, none of them were ever going to stick. That's because you have never actually changed your identity around food, your body, or movement. You just changed your rules, and rules without an identity behind them have a shelf life of about a week. James Clear, who wrote Atomic Habits, calls this the difference between outcome-based change and identity-based change. Outcome-based change says, I want to lose 20 pounds. It runs out of steam in about 11 days. Identity-based change says, I am a woman who takes care of her body. That is who you are. And every choice you make becomes evidence of that identity, that new identity, instead of a test to it and working against another identity and the things you believe about yourself. The more you start repeating that to yourself and doing the work and things that new identity is supposed to be doing, those small shifts, they compound and they start reinforcing that identity. And suddenly you're that person, that woman with new habits, taking care of her body, and the journey becomes enjoyable and sustainable. This is the actual work I do with my one-on-one clients. We don't start with a meal plan or telling you what to eat or what to do. We start with one question. Who are you becoming? Who is that woman? What does her morning look like? Her evening? What does she eat? How does she move? And who does she spend her time with? How does she talk to herself when no one is listening? How does she treat her body when she's tired or sore or not cooperating? Because the results you want are not the starting point. They are the byproduct of small daily actions, and those actions come straight from who you believe you are and what you believe your body is worthy of. If you don't believe she deserves to feel good, eat well, rest, and be spoken to with kindness, no plan on earth is going to override that. We have to build her first, and then the results will come, almost on their own, little by little, step by step. Small shifts compound over time. And here's something almost no one on my field is telling you, because the algorithm rewards extremes and strong stances. One coach will tell you intuitive eating is the only answer. The next will tell you track every macro. Someone else will say eat 6 small meals a day. The next will say fast for 24 hours. One will tell you carbs are fine, and the next one will tell you to cut carbs entirely. The honest truth is it depends. It depends on where your body is at right now. When your metabolic health is rough, in a rough spot, your gut is inflamed, and your blood sugar is a roller coaster, your body reacts to almost everything. Gluten gives you brain fog, dairy and veggies bloat you, and many more symptoms. I used to think the same way. When my own metabolic health wasn't great, I was convinced that whatever bothered me must be the enemy for almost everyone. I'd tell people, cut this, avoid that, or do keto, and I genuinely believed I was helping them. But then, a couple of years later, I went deeper and truly healed my metabolic health. And then I decided to go into a health and wellness training, and the more and more I dug into the research, the more I saw a different pattern in myself and eventually in my clients' lives. As your body heals, your capacity changes. Your foundation still needs to be strong. Whole foods at least 80 to 90% of the time. That's not only for a fit body, but also for health. But within that foundation, the occasional indulgences that throw you off right now won't hit your body the same way once you've built a strong foundation. Certain foods didn't change, but your body changed its reaction to them when it's not chronically inflamed. And this is also why everything in moderation is some of the worst advice you can hear before your foundation is built. Moderation is the destination, not the strategy. I made a whole video on that, so I'll link it for you over here if you're interested. And if you want to know where your metabolic health actually is right now, what is working and what is quietly keeping you stuck, I built a free health score assessment that walks you through it in less than 3 minutes, and it will give you personalized insights. All the links are in the description for you. Everything is very loud right now. Eat this, don't eat that, lift weights, don't lift weights. It's almost impossible to know what to do. That's the whole reason I'm here. Not to be another voice yelling at you, but to be one that you can come back to when you need something honest. Everything I share here comes from real science and the real work I do with my one-on-one clients. Women in their 30s, 40s, 50s. Women who are done starting over and who want to live a thriving life. So if any of these resonated with you, let me know in the comments. I would love to know where you're at in your journey. Hit subscribe so you don't miss my weekly videos. And if a specific woman came to mind while you were watching, send this to her. None of us were meant to figure our bodies out alone, especially in this loud, noisy, modern world. So if you're wondering where to start this week, before you pick another plan, ask yourself one question. Who am I becoming? Not what am I trying to lose? Not what rules am I following? Who is the woman I want to be? And what does that woman do every single day? What are her habits realistically? Those are the ones that will carry you through. A woman who moves her body because it feels good, a woman who eats real food because it fuels her, a woman who rests because she values herself. The plan flows from the identity, not the other way around. And if you're ready to stop guessing, stop starting over, and have someone walk this with you, that's exactly what I do as a national board certified health coach. All the links with more information are in the description for you. You don't need another diet. You need a different relationship with yourself. I love having you here, and I will see you next Thursday.
We're still on board, dancing in the moonlight. The world just stopped and stared.